everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. Fasten your seatbelts for one of the great divisional rivalries in the NFL. This is the first of 2 games between these teams this year, and you know it's going to be entertaining. It's the Vikings going up against the Bears. So let's send you up to Chicago, where we'll say hello to Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
First opened way back in 1924, but renovated in 2002. There's a look inside venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. It's been a great start to the season, back-to-back wins to begin the campaign.
Yeah, you don't want to get too excited. There's still a lot of season to go, but they've come out playing good fundamental football, and that might carry them a long way.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they'll be led out by their quarterback, the former Louisville Cardinal, Teddy Bridgewater.
To me, the best part of Teddy Bridgewater's game is his decision-making. Very smart, loves to watch the game, loves to analyze it, and he does it so well, he takes care of the football and keeps his team in good spots.
Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. 17 yards on the game's opening play and a quick first down.
Nowadays, this has become routine, hasn't it? That was a heck of a route there by the tight end. A great double move for a big-time catch downfield.
A first down throw for Bridgewater. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
If you're running out route, it's likely you end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Now a first carry for T.J. Yeldon. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. And a lot of the weight of this offense falls on the shoulders of the running back.
That's because the offense knows if they give him any openings, any opportunities, he can turn it into a big play at any time.
And defensively going with a dime set, 6 DBs on 3rd and 4. Here's Bridgewater. And this is going to be incomplete.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And out will come the leader of this offense, and that, of course, is their signal caller. Now a play fake here on first down. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. And how about this wide receiving core, Charles?
Well, I was at the hotel watching a little film, and you popped your head in and said, these receivers are pretty good from what I can tell. You're exactly right. Can't wait to see them do their thing out on the field.
Second down following the incompletion.
Watch it now, Barney. Check three. All right, here we go.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. Offense trying to avoid stalling out, facing a 3rd and 10. They'll need to get the play off quickly. He'll drop to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle. There's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
And as a first-rounder, a lot of eyes on him, a lot of expectations.
And he has to play well in his rookie year. Those days of coddling guys and bringing them along slowly, those days are long gone. When you're drafted in the first round, they expect you to play right away, and the community's eyes and fan base, they'll be on you the entire way.
And you take a look at this draft class from a season ago, really it grades out as a pretty darn good class.
So you have to give a lot of credit to the entire scouting organization. General manager, personnel department, college scouts, all came together. They evaluated it very well and got a nice payoff.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
All right, here we go. Boom, landed. Here we go. All right, now look at 56.
Back to throw now on first down. Wide open receiver complete. It'll go as a gain of 12. And the Bears are going to get a first.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Here we go now.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38. Sharif Floyd makes a stop.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Here we go now. Watch it now, Barney.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. I think he's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd run to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
Out of the gun now on third down. And Jeffrey's got it. And a gain there of 11 yards.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Now a handoff as they run left side. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. Tackle made by Everson Griffin.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7. And now for the offense, this is play number 11 here on this drive.
Green, 39. Green. All right, now look at 56. Look at 56.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Hard throw, incomplete. Now we've got a field goal coming up here for Chicago. From the left hash, this from 39. And Frank's kick is good. And it's 3-0. The Bears hit the scoreboard first. So they get 3. They were hoping for 6. An unlucky number 13 play drive.
Well, you go to the sideline after putting 3 points on the board, happy, but you wanted to be ecstatic. You wanted to have 6 on the board. On the opposite sideline, though, the defense, I think they're high-fiving each other, only giving up 3 after letting them run that much offense.
Illegal block in the back. Return team. Automatic first down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. Second down. A second down throw for Bridgewater. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
Throwing is Bridgewater. Finding time. And he's able to find Diggs. And he gets this one all the way up to the 40-yard line. That one goes for 29 yards on third down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
And there it was right in front of us. Today's NFL, these guys nowadays, they don't just eat up space. They try and get upfield and make plays in the backfield.
Second down, Bridgewater. Out of the backfield, it's T.J. Yeldon. And he takes this one all the way across midfield into enemy territory down to the 40-yard line.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
First down, Bridgewater. The left side caught by Diggs. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
On second down, here's Yeldon. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34. Big Eddie Goldman there on the tackle.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Bridgewater. And Rudolph has it left side. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be fourth down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense, and over the post.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And I know it's hard in live action, but you've got to keep your hands away from the face. That's a 15-yard penalty.
You work on it all the time, making sure your target area is lower and trying to keep your hands away from the face mask so you don't get the big penalty.
They'll look to throw now on first down. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And a nice little quick spin move before he's dropped. And a pretty good gain. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
They'll give it to him. Going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis back with you as it's Bears football here to begin quarter number 2. But they face a second and long to start things out. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. It's caught by Clive Walford. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. A gain of 3, second down.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
The big tight end, Clive Walford, the intended target. And it'll bring up third down. And the offense needs 7 out of this play on third down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39. Green, 30. Detroit, Detroit. Detroit, Detroit.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. 20, 10, 5, and the Vikings are in for the touchdown. Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. And it is up. And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the... And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
And on 2nd and 10 now.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
And a pretty simple completion there underneath, but a successful one for the offense.
Partner, it doesn't have to be the big shots downfield all the time. Having that safety net underneath is a great thing for a quarterback.
Leopard! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down inbounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
There, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. And now out comes Minnesota. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph, and it's 3rd down. So incomplete on 2nd down. Now they'll look to convert here on 3rd. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On 3rd down, Bridgewater surveying the field. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete. He was looking for Travis Benjamin that time. And that brings up 4th down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
He gets this away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Eric Kendricks in on the tackle.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. 1st level defensive line, 2nd level linebackers, 3rd level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a 1st level run, and it was stopped by a 2nd level player.
Now back to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Walford in motion, the tight end.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit! Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And Jeffrey's got it. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. And they're on 3rd and short. They just tried to spread the field. It worked.
And I think that the spreading of the field, the extra receivers, has really become the next in the evolutionary chain in the NFL. Go all the way back in that situation, you're handed to the fullback, right? As we evolve, maybe you pitched it to your tailback. Now you spread the field, and you have your choices of where to throw it. and complete it for a first down.
It's Everson Griffin who made the tackle.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Green Beckham has it over the middle. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Offense coming up, needing 2 yards on 3rd down. Back to throw. And able to complete it to Green Beckham. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs. And he went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well-run route.
He's got time. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Sharif Floyd in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
He'll drop to throw. Dancing to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. That brings up 3rd down. 9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch him out a little bit.
And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. Sharif Floyd in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Fights off. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop it.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player. Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
A first down carry now for Yeldon. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackle was there right away for a loss of yardage.
A 2nd down throw for Bridgewater. He's going to wind up and air it out. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. Brief break in the action here. We're back to Soldier Field following this short break. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Larry Ridley is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. And a little floater there is incomplete.
I remember growing up playing basketball. My coaches always talked about communicating on defense, making sure you talk on defense, know where your screens are, know where the cuts are coming from, who has who. Well, guess what? It's the same thing in football. Even though there's more noise out there, you can hear all the screams of screen, screen. This defense, the bench, everyone let them know what the play was, and that's why they were able to react and knock the ball away.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Looking for Jeffrey, and it's intercepted. And some room to work. Then he will take it across midfield and down to the 45.
Well, this is one of the downsides of being a rookie quarterback. You know you're going to get called out about everything you do that goes wrong. Here, maybe he's a little uncertain about where to go with the football. And at this level, uncertainty equals turnovers. And this one winds up being intercepted.
And now out comes Minnesota. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. Caught on the left side by Benjamin. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
One receiver left, 3 to the right. Second down, Bridgewater. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. Get dropped in 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
3rd and long for Bridgewater. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And now the Bears going to signal for another timeout. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Oh, he takes it in, doesn't let it bounce. He takes it at the 2. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Bears take over. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
A really good pickup of 28 yards.
That was a beautifully executed screen pass. Let the rushers get upfield. The blocking forms in front. Lofted it to the runner. And now, not only does he have open space in front of him, he's got an escort as well, and they pick up big yardage.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Sharif Floyd getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down. Completed pass on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down as the defense looks for the stop. And quickly they get to the line. They'll set up to throw. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his second of the game. Instead, 4th down. Well, he just threw an interception last drive. Nearly another pick.
And things aren't very even right now, are they? It's a little bit sloppy out there, isn't it? It's kind of the difference between driving on those paved roads and those country roads that have those potholes in them, isn't it? Because that's the way this game's going right now. A lot of bouncy bounce to it.
You spent some time on some Tennessee country
I
roads.
certainly have. Plenty of family back there. God love them.
He's going to let this one go deep. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
Offense.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half.
Let's go.
Final play of the half, Bridgewater. Throwing left side, it's complete. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando, where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Bears are down right now, but they have to feel like they're still in it. The Vikings have been the better team, though, and will try to maintain the lead in the second half. All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half.
Okay, so Larry apparently giving us the silent treatment all of a sudden, and we're going to skip ahead to quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here.
Watch it now. Blue, line it. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Here we go.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
All right, here we go.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Set. Leopard.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
They come out here in the eye. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
That was a terrific job by the defense stopping them on 3rd and short. But sometimes you get some visual cues from the offense because when they're going in short yard situations, you might see the offensive line come in tighter together, a little more shoulder to shoulder, trying to wedge a hole in the middle. They didn't get it done on that play.
And they'll go on the ground. And he is going to lose yardage here. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. Well, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the second half.
And I get it. In this situation, if you want to be aggressive out near midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? You want to go for it here? If we shut you down, they're over on the bench right now feeling great. Well, in that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
Throwing, Bridgewater. And he's going to be taken down here. Back across midfield, 3 yards away from midfield at the 47.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
And that is incomplete. Here's Brad Wing now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
The Vikings defense getting ready to go. And not too long ago, the last drive, they had the 4th down stop. Set the offense up in great field position. They'll be looking to do that once more.
And as a general rule, no matter how you end up stopping someone on 4th down, it kind of starts up front with the big guys, doesn't it? Getting the leverage, being able to hold that point of attack, and maybe even take the line of scrimmage and move it backwards and make a big play.
What do you say, low man wins?
Every single time.
They isolate Jeffrey to the left side.
Let's go. 3-19.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Green Beckham has it over the middle. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. Touchdown, Chicago. Dorial Green Beckham, 78 yards. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. And when a Hail Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it, and I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make is that they play everything from behind the receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away.
And now out comes Minnesota. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
So you heard the word. This is a neutral zone infraction.
Yeah, the defender wanted to try and get back after he had jumped, unable to do so.
Yeldon, the lone running back. Shift together here from the D-line. And he'll get it up the middle. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Call it a gain of a couple there as it'll leave him with a second and just 3.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Here's Bridgewater. He's got time in the pocket. Looking deep downfield. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Vikings. Their dangerous wide receiver. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Vikings are going to take the lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
This fielded at the 2. And he'll they'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
And now they're in the hurry-up. Well, now they'll try the end around. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They'll look to throw now on first down. Brought in by Walford, right side. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
And he finds a man with a crossing route. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Looking to throw. Caught. The tight end, Walford. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be second and 9. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Again, he'll drop to throw. His throw incomplete. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver, and it's third down.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete.
All right, here we go. Green, 30. Detroit! Bang, 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 bang. Back 99 Philly, here we go. Watch it now, Barney.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Boy, stays up. All kinds of time. He may try. And oh, he coughed it up.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And down inside the 15 he goes. 12 yards on the pickup, and it'll be first down Bears.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. And now out comes Minnesota. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
It takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. The wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. On play action, it's Bridgewater. Finding time to the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in.
I know they don't like to hear it when they get to a certain age, but then you have to start to use your skills, your wiles, right, your mind to beat guys to the football. And getting your toes tapped in bounds definitely qualifies as that, doesn't it?
The veteran showing he still has the agility.
The Bears have put an extra defender in the secondary on third down.
Yep, they're in the nickel. They'll try to run for it with Yeldon. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
T.J. Yeldon's not afraid to drop a shoulder or run through some tackles, is he?
Not at all. I learned it in his high school days in Alabama, then, of course, stayed in state to play at Alabama. He could do that there.
And what I think is best about him, and when he's really on top of his game, when he's a little bit lighter, a little bit quicker. I think he's strong enough. He's compact enough to break those tackles. I think he's at his best at a shiftier weight. The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
Now a handoff to Yeldon. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
On third down, Bridgewater. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll bring up fourth down. Here's Brad Wing now. He's been terrific so far. Back now at Soldier Field. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. Here's Brad Wing now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And he'll go ahead and field this at the 5. A good return there, 17 yards. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action, and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. Defense in a good spot. Let's see how the offense responds with a 2nd and 13 now. 5 wides in the game, 4 of them to the right side.
SOS. 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 Watch it now, Barney. Barney. Gun. Gun. Gun.
Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. Caught right side is Jeffrey. And he is out of bounds, getting it across the 30-yard line. Alshon Jeffrey so dangerous even when a defender's near him.
He's got such a big body, ability to run, positions himself well, excellent control. And you're exactly right. Even if people are draped on him, he often comes up with the catch. He really symbolizes what people are looking for in receivers in today's NFL. Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you expect it to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Leopard. Leopard. Hurry up. Here we go. Leopard. Leopard. Set. Gun. Gun. Gun.
He'll look to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Here we go. Blue landed. Blue.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that'll make it second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Detroit. Detroit. Let's go. Blue landed. Blue.
They'll drop to throw. And this is incomplete. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the second down incompletion. And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney. Over. Gun.
They'll look to throw again. And this is going to be incomplete.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that. Play, able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. And now out comes Minnesota. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. And he'll cut it to the left side. T.J. Yeldon. Touchdown, Vikings. T.J. Yeldon, 87 yards. And the Vikings are going to take the lead. They blitzed defensively there, but he was able to slip through that first layer, and then he was gone.
I think they won the leverage game, didn't they?
Yes.
Right? They saw the blitz coming. That got to him a little bit, but they leveraged it perfectly and found not just a crease, a gigantic hole. And off he goes, and he's still going all the way to the end zone.
This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Our eyes shift now to the Vikings defense. They're just hoping for more of the same. Last time they forced the punt that led to a score.
They flipped the field, essentially, and that's what you want to do as a defense. Make sure that you put your offense in a great position to run their offense and put the ball in the end zone, and that's exactly what they accomplished.
And they accomplished that last time. What will they accomplish this go-around? Jeffrey reels it in over the middle. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. That throw good for 4. It's second down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry up. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Good, good! Good, good! Here we go now. 3, 9, 10. No, check. Patriot.
One receiver right, that's Jeffrey.
Leopard.
Halfback sent in motion.
Be ready, be ready.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. And they're going to speed things up here.
Good, good! Here we go.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Back to throw again. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 99 Philly, here we go. Check 24.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's got a 1st down as he's up to the 48. Needed 13, and with a good spot, they got 13 and a 1st down. Going old reliable there to the slot on 3rd down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence because how do you cover? You go with a bigger guy to try and use size. Can't go with a quicker guy, and sometimes you even get out quick there. Very difficult to match up with that slot receiver. That's why they keep going back to him.
And he's had the hot hand. It's a pickup of 19. And the Bears are going to get a 1st.
I know we just saw a nice throw and catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
They'll look to throw here. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, Chicago. Their dangerous wide receiver. His 1st touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field. And that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there. Really
good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. Bridgewater now on 2nd down. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big play there for Minnesota. 53 yards. And now a 1st down following that long gain.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
Now T.J. Yeldon. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. T.J. Yeldon, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Vikings are going to take the lead. He's giving him a little jolt, just gave him the lead. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They're going to hurry back to the line now. They'll look to throw here on first down. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Receivers work all the time on making sure they catch the ball, haul it into their bodies before they turn and run. A little bit of loss of focus on that play.
Getting late in the fourth now, Charles. 2-minute warning just around the corner.
Yeah, some teams just want to get to that spot, take a breath, and then come out and attack for the rest of the game.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And he comes back with one complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. They'll set up a throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate.
All right, here we go.
The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
And now out comes Minnesota. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. They come out here in the eye. After the penalty, it's Yeldon. And not a whole lot to speak. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They'll run it again with Yeldon. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Here's a give to Yeldon. And he'll get across the 20, but only to about the 22-yard line. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. Here's Brad Wing now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is brought in at the 21. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And the Vikings defense ready to head back out there now. And they're just trying to keep him out of the end zone. Obviously, a field goal does no good in this situation. So what's the appropriate amount of pressure defensively, Charles?
I think he's had a little more pressure than what is normal. If you normally want to send a 3-man rush, maybe you make it 4. If it's 4, maybe you make it 5. Anything to make sure that he can't just sit back there all day and find a target. And then you tell your secondary, play your normal coverage and maybe an extra step or 2 back.
Yeah, be careful that nothing goes over the top. Buying time to his left. And he can't hang on to it. That would have sealed him. Instead, 2nd down.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their 3rd of the game, and I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we've got this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they've missed a golden opportunity.
This one complete left side to Green Beckham. And he is in as they have tied it late here in the final minute of the 4th quarter.
And now we've got a tie game after that touchdown. And you and I both know what that means. Extra point in this situation, this little time left, takes on some extra emphasis, doesn't it?
It does indeed. Now inside the final minute, can they get it and hold on? And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. 1 play, 2 plays, touchdown. That's all it took there. A very short and sweet drive that got him in the end zone. The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll put it out to the 25. And now out comes Minnesota. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. 18 yards on the pickup there. And that leads to a Minnesota 1st down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. He's back to throw. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And the defense will try and pin their ears back and get pressure again here after the sack. It's 3rd down. They'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. He'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. And they'll indeed take a knee. Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for the Bears, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Atlanta Falcons next week. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against Jacksonville. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Bears get the win at home as we say so long from Soldier Field.